So this week, a few things changed for me. And they actually started maybe last Friday. One of the things that changed was that I fired somebody that I was working with. That's not the first time I've ever fired anyone. I worked in nonprofit mental health for years. I also, was a director of a program. And so there were many times when I had to fire or let go of someone. And it never feels good, but it's always the best decision for the company. Because ultimately it's about the company, and it's about missions and goals and values. And if certain people don't fit into that, you need to let them find their way somewhere else. And so this week I had to do that. I had to let go of a company. And I remember feeling during the conversation before, when I realized it was time, I had this whole concept that they might be right and I might be wrong, and second guessing myself and wanting to just kind of let things go and see how it turns out. Maybe it'll be better. Maybe they know something I don't know. So basically what I was doing, I was discounting my own ideas, my own gut, my own instincts, my own needs. And you know what I realized when I wrote it down in my journal? It's a pattern I have. Even in relationships, I know there's a point where we need to go our separate ways and change the dynamic of the relationship. And I kind of let it linger, thinking either things are going to get better, not wanting to cut the cord, not wanting to have that conversation because it could be emotional or it could result in conflict. So it doesn't matter what area of my life I look at it. I could see two different areas in my professional life, in my business, and in my personal life where I didn't want to sever ties, even though I know it wasn't good for me, but I did. And I felt really good about my decision and following through. The experience of it wasn't so good, but the end result is that it's really good. What patterns do you have in your life? What can you see in the last week or two where there's been a pattern and that you learn something about yourself, or you realize that you need to change something about yourself? Because we all have patterns. Some of them are less productive than others. And that was mine. I realized the reason that I needed to sever this relationship, which I think is important for you also to figure out, is not only that you have a pattern, but what is the kind of underlying essence of the pattern. And for me, I like to have this connection. I like to have collaboration. I like to have a lot of conversation. I like to kind of analyze things and talk them through and see what's best, see what comes out. And if that's not the dynamic that I'm sharing, whether it's professional or personal, then it's not going to work for me, because that's what works for me. And I realized that I was not experiencing that with this company that I needed to fire, nor was I experiencing that with the relationship that I needed to end. So what is it that matters to you? For me, it's having a sense of connection. It's having an experience of collaboration and feeling heard and understood and appreciated in terms of my ideas and what I bring to the table. And when I don't have that, I'm not going to continue to engage in that relationship. That's where I draw the line. Where do you draw the line? What's important to you?